Let me tell you something about this headset. For all you laptop users out there, you know there's always two things we need to keep in mind, and that's power consumption and limited USB ports. See, unlike desktop users, if we have too many things plugged in, it will severely drain the battery, possibly within hours, thus having to use cheap earbuds or headsets to counterbalance it for most tasks. But if at all possible, we want good, pristine audio quality. We want the best headset we can afford without any compensation, with great versatility, usability in multiple scenarios, and the possibility to improve upon it with equipment like good amplifiers. This is where I propose, after extensive research, that the best headset secretly out there is the Biodynamic MMX300 Generation 2 Gaming Headset. Let me explain why I chose a headset like this. Now, I must preference that by no means are these the greatest headset period, and anything higher specs-wise would theoretically be better, but compared to what modern mainstream companies are and have put out, these do stand out to them, especially the microphone. Because 1, I wasn't too restricted with the budget, 2, I value USB ports and don't want to waste the audio input jack, 3, am conscious about the amount of power my devices are consuming from my laptop, and 4, I don't know much about available amps for laptops, I knew that the best audio quality would always be through a wired connection, which is what I kept in mind. USB may be better, but it would be a waste not to use that analog port. As a laptop user, the problem I see with these very high-end headsets like the Audeze Penrose or the HyperX Cloud Orbit is that they require you to have the device turned on while in use, meaning eventually the headset will power down, you'll have to charge it up potentially mid-game, and thus the sound quality will suffer because of that. Not to mention that it can't even reach those higher frequencies unless they are connected via USB, so it just turns into a generic headset when used via the analog cable. So I knew that I didn't want to have to jump through those obstacles and wanted just a simple, powerful as is, plug-and-play gaming headset. And that's why I chose these. Here's what comes in the box. A quick stock guide, both a braided split audio cable and a single audio cable. Both of these cables have a control panel in them containing a mute switch, a volume wheel, and a side button to accept calls, access media controls, and temporarily mute the mic, all in one button. A 6.35mm audio jack adapter, a sturdy nylon traveling case with a small pouch inside that practically only fits the 6.35mm adapter, and of course inside of it is the illustrious MMX300 headset itself. Just to give a brief background summary, this headset is a second iteration of the older headset, the MMX300 Gen 1, which essentially improved upon the sound quality, added 2 detachable cables with an updated control panel, one for PC and one for consoles, distinctly changed the design to more of a minimalist matte black look, and changed the carrying case design. Back in 2010, Biodynamic Germany released their new aviation headsets, the HS400 Signum and the HS400 Rota, the Signum for standard use and the Rota for aircraft use, and these were to be the successor to the previous HS300 models. These MMX300s are based off the HS400 model with updated features while also retaining some of the existing ones. These retained the closed-back design, the microphone not being detachable like other modern headsets but regardless sounds great, the metal bezels, the removable headband and ear cup features, the inline control panel, and roughly the overall design look. With that being said, we'll start with the exterior and work our way towards the interior. The build quality overall is what I'd say lightweight but sturdy, weighing only 325 grams without the cable, and having a nice smooth and minimal matte black finish. And because of that, fingerprints, grease, and mark will be very apparent, so be prepared to wipe them off. It stretches out quite well with good elasticity to accommodate the various head sizes, and the headband, made out of lightweight spring steel, stretches down with sufficient space for all you big heads out there. And if you wear glasses like me, no problem. The low clamping force, adjustable headband, and the large over-the-ear ear cups gives so little force on glasses, giving a good balance between comfortability and a secure fit. The microphone is on a gooseneck on the right ear cup with a small removable pop filter, and is able to be positioned roughly to about a 170-degree angle. And hell, if you want to, you can flip the headset around and have the microphone on the left ear cup if you need to. With regards to the microphone quality, I will thoroughly explain it later, for I have a lot to say about it on this headset. One standout feature about this headset is that the headband, ear pads, and the audio cable are all removable and replaceable. So if any of these get damaged, dirty, or worn out, you can just buy brand new ones, or, excluding the audio cable, throw them in the wash and scrub them clean. Very simple and convenient. However, just as a disclaimer with the audio cables, they are a 4-pole to 3-pole connector. The 4-pole going into the headset and the 3-pole one going into the PC or console. I must emphasize that you must have the 4-pole part properly connected by hearing a faint click sound, otherwise it may not fully function as stated in the manual. So far as for replacing them, the only place I've successfully found some are on Biodynamic's official webpage. So unless you get lucky finding it on Amazon or eBay, their store page might be your only option. Additionally, if your PC requires an audio jack splitter, get one that has 3 poles, not 2, to avoid having technical difficulties like I did with the mic not working until I got one. I'll leave a link to one that I bought in the description. Now let's work our way towards the interior. Now in order to not bore you completely trying to explain in depth what each term means, I'll just do my best to quickly brief you on the ones that matter. Here we go. Frequency response range, from 5 Hz to 35,000 Hz. Essentially the range of frequency levels that this headset is capable of outputting. While this one feature does make it stand out for most common headsets, it could be argued to be useless because anything outside 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz becomes indistinguishable. But nevertheless, as they say themselves on their official product page, the studio quality driver system ensures clear and powerful sound reproduction at decisive points in the game. Nominal impedance at 32 ohms, basically describing how its power is necessary to reach a high volume. This is good for laptop users because laptop sound cards aren't as power hungry as amps or DACs, so having a headset that consumes less ohms will grant you with optimal and high sound quality with low power consumption. Nominal sound pressure level at 96 decibels. Basically represents how loud the headphone drivers can measure without sounding distorted. This isn't as high as say an AUS headset, but is still high performing for a 2018 headset, and if you have a quiet voice like mine, this will be sufficient. Sound coupling to the ear, circumaural, basically describing how the headset ear cups completely cover the ears and have the speakers right up to them. And operating principle, closed. Basically saying that since the back of the ear cups are closed off, this isolates and keeps the raw audio in the ear cups, allowing for precise hearing and clarity while gaming or listening. This is also what's called passive noise cancelling. Just be aware that after long usage to cool your ears down. Now in regard to the microphone, I must have a dedicated section to talk about it because my god, it is so good for a headset. Literally and specs wise, it's better than most mainstream headsets, especially wireless ones. Let's do the same thing here with the microphone and take a look at the important specifications first so we know what we are dealing with. Polar pattern cardioid. Basically this polar pattern picks up audio waves the clearest at the front of the mic. Believe it or not, there are some headset mics out there that have the omnidirectional polar pattern, which I say is worse simply because it picks up sound from all over the mic like your keyboard, fan, phone notifications, etc. And frequency response range from 30 Hz to 18,000 Hz. Okay, here is a big contributor to this headset. I'm going to showcase a couple of, at this time, modern gaming headsets and really point out what their frequency response levels are. I use a site called versus.com that allows you to compare up to 7 products, including modern ones, that are broken down into 6 categories: design, sound quality, microphone, power, connectivity, and features. I'm not sponsored by them, I just like the concept of their website, and it helped me to learn about audio terminology and choosing the right headset for me. But back to the video, as you've seen, a good majority of them are set to 100 Hz to 10,000 Hz. Compared to my one, it's basically like having a built-in blue snowball. And I'm truly left wondering why this is the way it is. Hell, I would even go as far as to say that some gaming companies cheap out on headset mics or don't place too much emphasis on it and focus more on, say, the headset drivers. The only headsets I've found that are even similar to this are AUS headsets like the AUS Penrose or the LCD GX, and a couple of HyperX headsets like the HyperX Cloud Mix. Those ones don't cheap out on the mic or sacrifice mic quality for better sound quality, so I say they're good ones too. In the end, I'm left wondering, is it just the direction the market has been going? Is it a conscious decision made by these companies to do this? Or is it just consumer ignorance? I'm genuinely curious. Of course, with anything that has a microphone, you need to know how this sounds and get a good idea of what I mean so far. So, here it is. The Navy attacked the big task force. See the cat glaring at the scared mouse. There are more than 2 factors here. The hat brim was wide and too droopy. The lawyer tried to lose his case. The grass curled around the fence post. Cut the pie into large parts. Men strive but seldom get rich. Always close the barn door tight. He lay prone and hardly moved a limb. I would also like to add that the way I was able to really test the sound quality of this headset was through a site called audiocheck.net. A great site to test the frequency response levels, dynamic range, driver matching, wiring, and more. Here are my test results that I wrote down when testing it, and I hope that if you ever decide to buy a new headset, headphone, or even earphones, that you give the site a try and see if everything is working as intended and as advertised. In the end of it all, I honestly believe that this headset is a diamond in the rough, even after 2 years of its release, and it's not even from a mainstream brand. At least I haven't seen this anywhere at my local shopping center. It has specs that rival or even still surpasses other modern gaming headsets, and for laptop users out there, I think this is a long-term investment you'll be sure to thank yourself for in the future. From a company with over 90 years of audio experience, this really is, as they say themselves, a premium gaming headset. Thank you all for watching this short review, and now I'll leave you with my buddy Jordan, who as an average consumer has never seen these headsets before and knows a bit about audio himself. So here is an outsider's opinion on these. Here is the headset I was talking about to you.
Yeah. It's really lightweight, even in the box.
Yes.
Like,
That's the thing I noticed too.
compared to this, like, they're surprisingly very similar in weight. Like, this is a
Really?
very heavy headset. Besides, this is just, like, this is not the best headset, I can tell you that much. But other than that...
What do you think of it? At least at first glance.
Pardon?
At first glance.
At first glance, I think it's not the most stylish.
Really?
As in my personal taste, I don't think it's the most stylish looking.
When you're looking for RGB in your headsets?
I mean, to be fair, I actually kind of like the RGB. I know it doesn't make any difference at all, but I think it looks cool. Like, for RGB headsets, I think that just goes for style points.
Alright, you do you, buddy.
But again, the biggest thing for me is not style, it's more functionality. So the only real way that I'd be able to test this is if I was to try them out. Other than that, just on the outside from the box perspective, it doesn't look the most marketable. It looks like something that you could just pick up off the shelf and maybe spend
now you say that, but you can't order that, at least in our area.
Yeah.
Like, just in the store. It's not in EB Games, it's not in JB.
See, the thing is, though, it looks like, just from the box on the outside, it looks like it'd be worth maybe $90.
Really?
That's my guess. I could be completely wrong.
Judging from the box alone.
Judging from the box alone. But
Okay.
anyway, should I just open it up and try it out? Bubble wrap.
That was where the cables were.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely a bit more of a surprise to find it has its own case.
Yes.
I have mixed emotions about that because...
Really? For a headset?
For a headset, I have mixed emotions about this for a gaming headset. But that's more probably because I'm a PC player, I'm a desktop player. If you want something for a bit more portability, then yeah, case is great. But as a desktop player, I'm not really going to be transporting it that much.
Fair point.
So a case to me is a bit
redundant?
more pointless and a bit more redundant than anything. But if you want something a bit more portable, like with a gaming laptop, for example, case is perfect. But other than that, I'm actually really surprised opening it up out of the box. Are these wireless?
No.
No?
The cables are there.
Okay, so you can just detach the cable from both ends.
Yes, it's detachable.
Alright, that's pretty cool. I like that. Just, again, if you're looking to transport it, it makes it so much easier. A lot easier cable management too, which is good. And if you want to swap out the cable, or if the cable gets damaged, you can swap that out. So that's definitely a pro, because like...
Unlike that one.
Yeah, unlike my original headset, if I damage the cable, then I have to get an entire new headset. If I damage the cable with this one, I don't have to get a new headset, I just have to get a new cable. Which is a lot better. Other than that,
Did you know as well that the ear cups are detachable? You can wash them.
You can wash the ear cups?
Yeah, peel it back a little bit.
What, this part?
No, this bit. Like
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. I like
that you can take that off. See?
Huh.
And you can wash that too.
So you can pull all of that off.
Replace it or wash it.
That actually is really good. Because if you want a headset that'll last a long time, cushioning wears down pretty quickly if you game a lot.
And for long periods.
So the fact that you can replace it cheaply, that's very good pro to me. God, how much is this?
350.
350. That's not bad. And honestly, it, despite what it looks like on the box, I thought it'd be a lot bigger and a lot bulkier.
I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly light when I got it.
It's surprisingly light, but looking at the box, I thought it would be a lot bulkier than it actually is. And I'm very glad that it's not. Like, I would feel very comfortable with this on my head, and it has noise cancelling.
Passive noise cancelling.
Yeah, I just put it on my head and realized everything's a lot more muffled. No power, no active noise cancelling or anything. It's passive noise cancelling, which is really nice.
So,
My heart.
So now, after all the testing we've gone through now,
Yeah,
what are your final thoughts on them?
I like them.
You do?
I do like them.
How did you like them during the games?
Pardon?
How did you like them during the games?
During the games, I hated already. Was very immersed. Playing Alien, it definitely brought the immersion in and actually made me feel like I was in the game. Like, I like sound design on my own. Like, if I'm playing a game single player, not talking to anyone, I would much rather have a good set of headphones, which is something I didn't really realize before.
Compared to those ones?
Compared to those, like, I thought I would be fine with that, but I have actually changed my mind, and I think I need to get a good set of headphones for me.
Okay. Really?
Pardon?
For real?
Yeah,
So then, would you recommend it?
I would.
Did you enjoy your time with it?
I did.
And would you buy a pair
If I had the money, then yeah, I would.
Okay.
I actually really like them. They're comfy. The style's definitely warmed up to me now. I actually enjoy it compared to what I said before. Their sound quality is pretty good. I like that you're able to take these off, the headband, the padding, and be able to wash it if needed. Or even replace it, which is probably the best part, because if you're going to own a headset for a long time, it's probably best if you're able to replace the padding.
You can't even do that with some headphones.
Yeah, with some elite Sony headphones.
And you know what the thing is? This is, if as of this time, just over 2 years old.
Really?
It's not current. So it's been out for quite a few years.
That's really good.
And when you take into account something like the Black Shark, it's like, kind of a little hidden gem now, is it?
Yeah. I would not have guessed that as being out for 2 years.
It came out in 2018, I believe.
Yeah.
So, it's
Surprised.
It's not too old, but when you see the current competition...
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years is old in terms of technology.
Yeah, but
Like, my old phone is 3 years old and it's batshit.
Yeah, true. But this is regarding headsets, though.
Yeah.
Like, when you see that, it's like, oh, you kind of realize it's kind of still good for what you pay for it. I mean,
Yeah.
how much is
No,
that?
I'm genuinely surprised. This is the Razer Black Shark
On
at JB Hi-Fi is $209.
Typically $300.
Yeah, it's $90 off though. Wow. There you go.